So, oh my god, I'm starting this like a damn YouTube apology with deep breath. Um, I don't. I've tried this a whole bunch of times. I still don't know what to say, how to start this or anything. But so somebody that I watch, uh, he recently quit playing. Well, he just stopped in general of Minecraft. Well, he just stopped in general of YouTube. He went back to this normal life. But I remember when I was watching him, he said that this was kind of like a therapeutic way just to get it out there, not for any feedback or like to have other people figure out his problems, but just to vent. I guess that's the better word. Um, and that's recently in my life. I think that's what I really need to do because a lot of things in my life are changing for me personally, and I feel like I have nobody to really talk to about this stuff. But I feel like just getting it out there, and maybe other people will kind of know. The world is really crazy right now, and I guess I don't. My friends won't be really. Oh God, I don't even know if they would be accepting of it. That's why I just told nobody. I guess I should just say it. I mean, it's not really crazy. A lot of people go through this, but I just recently started to uh, figure out my sexuality, and and I don't know if other people. I know a lot of people will remember or are even going through it themselves, but it's not really. It's just that I just don't know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. I started to really take care of myself, um, and I started to, I guess, just figure out who I am as a person. And I feel like I'm doing it really late, and I've seen people are like, no, it's not late. There's never a late time to be doing this in your life, but I feel like that's bullshit. Uh, I feel like I wasted a lot of the time doing nothing, doing this, fucking playing, playing video games, staying home. My friends would invite me out, and I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna stay home and play Skyrim. And I feel like I've wasted a lot, but seeing other people saying that it doesn't really matter. I can do this anytime. I can do it anytime is a little bit reassuring, but at the same time, I think it's bullshit. Um, yeah. So, oh, that's not how you do that. Um, yeah. There's a lot of ums and stuff. I'm very nervous. I think I don't say this enough. Um, but I feel I was about to fuck that up. I guess I should start off at the beginning of when this all started to actually happen for me. In October of 2023, my dog died. She had liver failure. She was crying for a couple of days, and I thought she was just she was older. She was 14, and I just thought she's just she's just crying, not like whining like loud, but like like just sad. And one day she just stopped eating, and I knew she was going blind. I took her to I messed up. I took her to a veterinarian, and they said that she's blind. And I was like, yeah, thank you. I knew that she's running into walls. and music started. A very sad time in my life. And they said she's fine. They said that she was okay. They said maybe you should keep an eye on these things. And I was like, okay, well, she's fine. She's just blind or going blind. You can take her to this veterinarian. Spend thousands of dollars to get her treatment for her eyes. And I was like, damn, I'm paying thousands of dollars just to live. No, if I had that money, I'd love to. But that wasn't really an option to try to get her treatment for her eyes. And then that day came when she was. It sounded like she was going through a lot. She was crying. And I was like, man, she's not eating, and she threw up like green slime, and I was like, oh God, I have to take her. And on a Sunday, all veterinarians were closed. I just went to some place, and I got there. She was still crying, and my mom helped me take her. I had her wrapped in a towel that I would use for her whenever she would take a shower, she would take a bath. And we got there, and we did the whole thing. They took her to the back, gave her some tests to see what's going on. And God, the music is so loud. And I put it on 19. That's crazy. Year 4. No, you know what? I still hear it. Done? It's at a 0 and I still hear it. That's crazy. Oh, it's off. I don't know. Fuck it. Okay. That was crazy. So they took her to the back and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna do tests to see if it's anything bad." Like, okay. And it's like, it'll be like $200. Okay, yeah, go for it. Fuck it, I'll waste that $200. I don't care. And they came back and they were like, she's old. And I was like, yeah, thank you. I know. And it's like, yeah, well, maybe she has back problems. And I was like, oh, well, okay, that makes sense. She has back problems. Her back was hurting. She's old, and so of course, yeah, she's. I said, yeah, we'll have a couple more tests, but that's most likely what it is. Back problems. She's a grandma. Um, her name was Zoe, by the way. I didn't pick that out. Just came with the name, stuck with it. I liked it. So then I stayed in the thing, in the whatever the room that they gave us. My mom was in the waiting room. I was sitting in there. I was on my phone, writing stuff. And then they came back and they said, well, it's a little bit more different than what we thought it was going to be. Turns out that she's going into kidney failure. She has just kidney failure. And that kind of just changed a lot. I've never experienced a death before. It was pretty rough. My grandpa died, but I hadn't seen him since I was like 2 years old, and he came back all of a sudden. So, well, that's bad for the long run. And even then, seeing him in the casket after not seeing him for whatever years since I was a 2, seeing him in the casket really broke me down. But now, actually getting the news that somebody that I loved, somebody that I took care of, and it's kind of the highlight of me coming back from work. Like I said, I don't know if I said I have minimal friends. I have my immediate family, my brothers, my mom, their families. I gotta go now. Oh, that's bad. I didn't get any food. Whatever. Fucking. Um. Yeah. So it was hard hearing that she's her time is coming. It's coming to an end. Uh, I'm not really a crier, but I can mask my emotions pretty well. That's probably not a good thing. Um, and just hearing that, it it really hurt, of course, and I felt a lot of I don't know what I didn't even know what to even call it, like heartbreak, like real heartbreak that somebody that I love is about to die. Like I said, she was the highlight, coming home from work and seeing her get happy that I was home, and she laid next to me, and you know, she'd be running around all crazy, making a regular dog shit. Uh, yeah, I masked that pretty well, and then they went to the back, and I had to go tell my mom, who was waiting in the waiting room, and I think that was the worst because I told her that it was her back, and my mom goes, "Oh, okay, same thing as me." Like, "Oh, she's old, of course." And then having to tell my mom that she was going to die, that my dog was going to die, that we'd known for 14 years. I met her when she was a puppy, and I think that really sent me over, and it really wasn't great. And then them bringing her over and telling me that, okay, this is it. This is the last moments you can have with her. And they just, put her on the thing. They gave her the medicine to stop the pain, and they said that, uh, just let us know whenever you're ready, and we'll put her down. I wasn't supposed to put this towards here. I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm just gonna go like regular. I'm not gonna do the actual shit, the actual challenge. I'm just gonna do. I'm doing a challenge, but I feel like I'm too busy talking to even give a shit. Yeah, unless I got this. And if I stayed with her for, I don't know, it was probably like 20 minutes before the nurse came in and was standing there, and I was like, oh god, I gotta, it's it's time. My mom was sitting there crying. I was crying, and it, and I think it just sucked mostly because I'm just used to her being so happy and running around and all that other stuff. But and then seeing her just laying there and like softly crying, and then knowing that I'm never gonna see her again. I'm gonna start coming home to an empty house and have nothing. Um, and then I have nieces and nephews, and they they love her and she loves them. I think one of my nieces is actually like the same age as her, and I know Zoe loved them because she'd get all happy and roll around, and I knew that was it. very confused because this is the E is no longer the inventory. Guess I can change that. Controls. I is E. Nice. Okay. I can no longer carry me. Okay. And they took her away, and that was it. Last time I saw her was passed out, crying. She had a an underbite, and I remember just not laying down, but she was laying down, and I put my head next to her, and I just touch her little teeth that would stick out, and I remember my brother coming home from work, and he's like, "Look, I got a dog." And then she stayed with me that night, and she didn't want to leave my side. And then my brother said, "Well, I guess she's your dog." And then he left. Oh shit! Then he ended up leaving, moving out of my, moving out with me and my mom. And he's like, "Well, she's yours now. You can keep her." And she was mine. And then all that just came to a close. And we left, and I told my mom, I'm never doing this again. Never getting a dog. It hurts too much to. It hurts too much to do this again. That I never, the 14 years was great, but I feel like like the last couple hours, fucking sucked. I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's just a dog. Just get another dog. You'll be fine." But God, it's hurt, and I think it really hurt because I was alone and I had only her. And my mom said, "Well, you can stay at grandma's house with me." And I said, "No, I just want to go home." And then she dropped me off at my apartment, walked into the door, and I immediately collapsed onto my couch. And I never cried like that before. Just, I could feel my pain. Oh, fuck. Where's he? Fucking skeleton. He's gonna start coming for me now. Um, yeah, I felt horrible. I didn't even know what I would even do if I would went to my goddamn grandma's house. I was always miserable there, and I just moved out of there, so I know I'd be miserable. God, 19 minutes in and I'm crying. I ain't even got to the other shit yet. But yeah, it was that October 7th, 2023. I was like, am I saying that wrong? No, it's not. Um, yeah, it was a rough time, and then I got the call from my brother being like, "Oh God, I forgot about that too." That I had no idea what to do, and I just had to talk. Oh God, you fucking bitch! I had no idea what to do, so I had to call my brother, and he was like, "Well, I could give you the money so you could you could get the surgery for her. And I was like, God, no, I couldn't. I wouldn't want to do that to my brother because I know that he has his family, and I don't want to. I I I, I thought of myself as a burden for years since I left high school, and I knew I was a burden. You know, I thought, no, I couldn't do that. Not not now, or not out at all. Like ever, I would never ask anybody for some shit like that, for money or whatever. I'd rather just suffer. And I felt like I just had to talk to him, and just I don't know. I just needed to talk to him. Like I said, I don't talk to my dad. You know, I needed to talk to somebody. My mom was there, but I needed to talk to somebody. And then then he called me like a day later, and he was like, "Hey, you can not come to work." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably for the best. Can't stop crying." I didn't tell him that. I fucking would never tell him that. And oh, you bitch! You fucking fucker! Scared the shit out of me. Why does he explode? Why would he explode? I mean, I understand why he did or does. Oh God, way to get a good cry and a uh, scaring the shit out of me. Um, and for the next couple days after that, it was alone. You know, I just bought a new bed for her. Seeing her, oh shit, I was about to fuck that up again. Seeing her empty bed, her little dog bowls that we found at a garage sale with little dogs on it. And I bought that. I was like, oh, this is nice. I like that for her. All that was now just sitting there in the corner, empty. And I'd go to my living room where she would lay down, and it's not there. And she's nowhere to be found now. And I felt that I've never thought of, oh God, I don't even know if I could even say it on here. Like if I would jump into this lava right now, that would be called something. Intentionally jump into this lava. Um, like I look at that lava and I go, yeah, that would destroy this game. I would reduce my hearts to zero. I had I'd never thought about that in real life since after high school, where the burden stuff was like at its peak, where I thought, like, if I cease to exist, my family would do better. And I mean, even then, during when my dog was gone, I didn't think about that. I just I think I was just so alone, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I keep saying it, but I don't know. But So that was the how it all started. And then after that, it was not even smooth sailing. I wouldn't even say that. It was or something that I just had to remember. I had to not even. Oh God, I don't even know what I'm saying now. I'm trying to do something else. It was something that I guess I just got to get used to. You know, I'd be like, yeah, I guess I'm fine now. And then I'd come home and to an empty place and then start crying all over again. So, I obviously wasn't doing well. I watched some video, a lady who was talking about her cat and said that it's kind of like ping pong. Not ping pong, pong. How the little sadness ball is bouncing everywhere, and then you're when the somebody you miss is there. I'm gonna explain this horribly. Somebody that you lost, the memory of it that makes you sad. It's like a big paddle, and then over time the paddle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And at the beginning it's big, so that sadness ball is you're gonna hit that every time. And then over time it just gets smaller and smaller, and the sadness just doesn't really get back to you. I mean, it's been 2 years, almost 2 years for me, and I think that was the first time that I've actually cried about her passing since I don't know, since I don't I don't like a year, I think, the year after her death. And and I so that was how it all started. And I would I I have to say it, I smoke weed every once in a while, and it would just be something I would do on the weekend. Of course, I'd just be by myself, and I would just get on the computer and watch fucking react videos to people listening to like a Leonard Skinner song for the first time, or they're listening to this song for the first time. I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be sad. Don't do it. Uh, I don't know why I said Leonard Skinner. That's crazy. Uh, yeah. So that's what I would do. Watch random ass videos and just get high and eat. And then I remember one time I was listening to somebody listen to somebody was I listened yeah somebody was listening to the Pixies for the first time. Oh, that scared me. Scared me, creeper. Listened to the Pixies for the first time, and I was like, damn, this song's fucking great. That Where's My Mind? I said, man, this song's great. And then in the corner it was a recommendation for somebody's song. Somebody's singing a song. I wonder if I could find it. Fuck, I highly doubt it. There's a recommendation for somebody to. It was a cover. Somebody making a cover of "Where's My Mind." It was a girl, brown hair. Where is my? That's nice about mine. My mind cover. I think I've done this. Oh, here it is. Second one. Uh. Oh God, I'm very dyslexic, so I can't. I can't read her. I can't read her name. I think it says Britton Lane. It's like a black and white video. Britton Lane cover. Where's My Mind? I remember being super high. I think I had edibles at the time. Was it? Yeah, I think I had edibles at the time. and I was so high, and I remember watching it, and then on seeing her, I'm gonna play it just so I can remember. There's not gonna be any music playing. Hey, zombie, you're gonna have to fuck off. Uh, just so I can remember seeing her. I'm watching her and I'm remembering. So I remember watching her, and I was like, "Damn, she's pretty." And it wasn't. It was like, I always look at women and be like, "Damn, she's hot," or whatever. I hate saying it like that. Oh, she's hot. I was like, "Yeah, she's pretty," and she's like wearing like her hair is like up, messy bun or whatever. Looks like she just like woke up in the morning or whatever, or it's just like after she's about to go to bed or whatever. She's just playing the song, and I was looking at her. I was like, "Damn, she's pretty." And then I kept on watching, and I was like, "Man, I kind of wish I looked like her." Now the nerves are coming in, and it's not like, oh, here it go, here comes the death, and it's not like, maybe I should just do this instead of just dying. Oh God, oh please don't, skeleton, let me live. Um, and it's not. I've always thought, uh, like, what if I was born a girl? And I'd be like, well, I guess nothing really would change. I think I'd still be a dumbass who I am. Oh, you motherfucker scared the shit out of me. Um, oh no, spider, please. Um, I should have just stayed inside. And it wasn't really that. I don't think, cause I've always been like, this may come off wrong, but I was always like, damn, thank God I'm a guy. Thank God. And I'm not even like religious like that, but I would always be like, I there's that gamble and I fucking won it. Not for everything else, but at least I got that. Uh, but but still having that in my mind of being, I wish I was pretty like her, is like the thing that I mostly thought of. She's still playing in the background. Um, that it was never, um, I wish I was a girl. It was that I wish I was pretty like her, and it's not really anything. Can I get a chicken? No. Okay. Um, something that I thought of. I wonder if this is even possible. I think I don't know if we're gonna end it like that or we can do that. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to fuck up shit over here. I feel like I want to get this out before I do anything else. Before I end it. I guess we'll sit here with the ambient noise of my impending doom. It was never that. And I wish at the time I was overweight, uh, very depressed, 24/7. I didn't give a fuck about the way I looked, and shit's happening. Um, but then for some reason in my mind, it just like snapped. It was like, what if I could be a pretty girl? Well, not an actual pretty girl, but just what if I could just look? Because I just always hated. I mean, I hated myself. I've always heard that you reject everybody else before they reject you, or something like that, and that's what it kind of was for me. Deep down in, I'd be like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just not going to cut my hair. I'm just not gonna shave. I'm just not gonna give a fuck. I'm just gonna go home and eat like a full pizza, and then I'm gonna eat some hot dogs, and then I'm gonna eat a shit ton of juice. I'm gonna drink a shit ton of juice. I would just do all that shit and just not give a fuck about the way I was or the way my health was, because I would be like, well, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die happy. So I just didn't care. But then something in that video, when I saw her, it would end it, so I'm gonna go where I can see her again. Let's see. I'm just gonna play it from the beginning. Then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna change my life. It didn't really start until a year later. I actually have it written down on my phone. I keep notes of my life because I have horrible memory, and I believe it was in. Okay, see, it's 2024, but 2023 when that happened. God, okay, it's not 2023 because I see that. Oh. And then 2024. The beginning of 2024. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, because I just moved into the place where I live now. And I have it on New Year's where it says, thinking about what to do next. No, it's a lot of dumb stuff in here. And lots of quietness and me trying to read. I don't know. I guess, I don't know when it actually was. But that was actually it. That was the beginning of that. And then a couple months after that, so it was 2024 whenever that happened, where I actually decided to change stuff. And then work, other stuff happened. And then around September of last year, I was like, all right, time to take this seriously now. You want to make this change in your life. So you're going to have to you want to do this seriously. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get on this diet. I'm going to change my life for the better. And I'm just going to start thinking about what I want to do and what am I doing with my life. And then, while going on that diet, I started thinking about a lot of stuff where I guess we'll get into that on the next one. But now, at this point in my life, I say I'm 80% better, and I would say happier than I was when I started this diet. and not just from my physical appearance. I love when people will be like, "Hey, you look pretty good," that's awesome. But I think with the mental stuff of me figuring out with all that stuff, I feel like it's a lot better, and I think I'll go more into it like what I feel. But I feel like the next step in my life right now is to actually is that I accept it, and I think that I should tell other people just so I can be more out. If that makes any sense. Um, yeah, I guess that's it for this, and I think I will go on to the next one. We made no progress in this game, but we're making progress in life, and that's what matters. That's so gay. It's it's so lame. Well, we'll get into that. Why that's I say that's okay for me to say that next time. uh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Who cares? Uh, I guess that's it. See ya. Um, peace out, Girl Scouts.